It's Cape Chronicle. I'm Jacob McClellan. The Cape Girardeau Regional Airport will be home to an air show again this year. Here to talk about the new air show is Airport Manager Bruce Loy. Bruce, thank you so much for coming by.
You bet, Jacob. Nice to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit about the air show. When's it going to be, and what kind of guests do we have lined up this time?
We do have a good show put together. It's June 28th and 29th. That's a Friday and a Saturday, a little bit of a rarity, but the Friday is a Friday evening show, obviously. We go on twilight and a night show that will end with fireworks, and then Saturday will be a Saturday day show, a combination of aerobatic routines from a variety of different performers, as well as some things that you'll see from the local fire department giving an extrication demonstration, and the Missouri Highway Patrol has their dog demonstration as well. So.
Okay, great. So what kind of aerial performers can we expect to see?
We have the Aerostars, which is an aerobatic team. It's a 3-ship aerobatic team. They'll do a daytime program, and on Friday evening they'll do what they call it their twilight show. Mm-hmm. We also have a gentleman by the name of Kent Pietsch. He does sponsored by Jelly Belly, so the kids will get a lot of Jelly Belly samples. But Kent does several acts, actually. He does a really fun comedy routine where parts of the plane fall off and this sort of thing. And he also lands on what they call the shortest runway in the world. He lands on top of a pickup truck with a couple rails built on top of that. He'll do that on the runway, and then he also does what we call a dead stick routine. He'll go to about 6,000 feet, turn the engine off, and he'll land right on a dead spot on the runway with somebody out there to stop him with their hand. So that's basically what he's going to do. Randy Ball is coming with a MiG. We do, because of the sequestration this year, there's very little military involvement, but we wanted to have a good loud jet, and Randy is bringing his MiG-17F. He will be there to both day and evening shows, the evening on Friday again. And then we also are going to have a neat introduction to the week. The Arizona Commemorative Air Force Wing is bringing their B-25, the name of that Made in the Shade. This B-25 bomber actually saw time in World War II and went through about 15 combat missions, has little patches on it where you can see some of the actual bullet holes that it had to go through. They will be here beginning on Monday, previous to the Friday that begin the show, and their intention is to be here, let people tour the plane, come out to the airport, and then they are also going to be selling rides. So anybody coming to the show this year, we decided to buy one of those rides, so anybody coming to the show will be able to get their name in a hat for a sweepstakes to win a ride on that B-25 on Sunday as well. So we just have a whole host of great entertainment. Mike Rinker, more of a local pilot, he's there to sponsoring breast cancer awareness. He is basically he's going to be giving his money back, his fee back. He's going to give that back to Southeast Hospital so they can put that into the Breast Cancer Awareness Foundation program. A gentleman from out of St. Louis named Patrick McAlee. We call it the up-and-comer portion of our show. Patrick's fairly new on the circuit, and we wanted to give him that opportunity to show his talents to everybody. And then there will be a lot of other things on the ramp. Discovery Playhouse is going to be there to have, for the kids, have a lot of things that they can do and play with and things that they can build and make. We'll have an inflatable area for kids to climb around. Just a lot of things for the whole family to come out to the airport on those 2 days. So we're really looking forward to it.
You had mentioned that due to sequestration, the military doesn't have a whole lot of involvement with things like that.
Correct.
I was just curious, is the Cape Girardeau Airport going to be impacted at all by sequestration with the air traffic controllers?
No, we're not. We're already at the bottom of the heap. No, seriously, we are already a non-federal tower. That's what some of these towers are, the contract towers that they are threatening to close, or they say they are going to close effective June 15th or begin to phase them out. We went through this situation already quite a few years ago, so we are municipally owned and operated, funded in large part also through some state funds that we get through a grant annually. But we're already a non-federal tower. Our controllers are actually City of Cape Girardeau employees, so we will not be affected through the sequestration because of that.
Well, let's talk a little bit about these T hangars that the airport's considering adding. What exactly are T hangars, and why are they needed right now?
T hangars are what I call a single unit facility for pilots to store their aircraft in. There's only room in there for, well, there are some that take a really small plane. If you've got a really small plane, you might get a couple of them in there, but in general, there's only room for one single aircraft. I'm really excited about this. It's something I've been trying to achieve for about the 15 years that I've been around, actually. It's just been very hard to find funding to achieve this, but we have a set of 10 that we will be constructing. We're in the design phase now. We currently on the airport have 18 key hangar units. Now we can store other aircraft in other places, but those are places where you kind of have to fit them into a larger hangar in a jigsaw pattern, and you share that space with a lot of other pilots and a lot of other aircraft.
So but it sounds like there's definitely a demand for this then.
There definitely is, and we get asked on a monthly basis, and typically these are pilots that are trying to buy an aircraft, purchase an aircraft, and they like to know they have a place to store to protect it before they purchase it. So this would be really great that we'll be able to say yes to some of these folks now.
Now, is there some capacity in the old Commander Premier facility, or is that kind of off the table? Where is that at right now? Anyway?
No, there is some capacity in the Commander hangar, but the problem is I can't promise anybody anything more than about a month-to-month scenario. Of course, Commander filed bankruptcy. It is still in the bankruptcy judge's hands. They are taking information from different companies that have an interest in the Commander assets, basically the parts and the equipment, and their plans, and are trying to get as high a bid as they can for that to help pay back those people, those debtors that are owed. But that is, there's no set deadline yet. We're hoping that comes up in the pretty near future, though.
Real briefly, let's talk a little bit about the wildlife assessment that the airport's conducting. Yeah. Why is this wildlife assessment necessary? Where did this come from?
Very recently, just over the last couple months, the FAA mandated that all Part 139 airports needed to have a wildlife hazard assessment accomplished, and this was because of the Hudson River incident with the geese. This will be a year-round synopsis of our airport, whether or not we have any wildlife problems.
Bruce Loy manages the Cape Girardeau Regional Airport. Bruce, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.